What is up, everybody? I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to Rev Time. Today we're checking out, just cuz PRS sent me one to check out, and I think it's a fabulous guitar. This is the PRS Dave Grissom model SE. Now I know you guys have probably seen a bunch of videos on this, so I'm not going to go into a bunch of specs. This is just my personal opinion about this guitar, like right out of the case. If you want to get into, like, do a deep dive, like check out Phil McKnight. He does insane videos that just dive deep into, I think it's the gold top version of this, but I think he hits this and even the 594. He gets into all the specs. So for me, how do I feel about this guitar? Well, I'll be honest with you. If I don't bring price into it at all, it's still a really nice guitar. I mean, for the money, I don't think you can beat it. And this is just brutal, honest truth. And I've kind of discovered that. To kind of back up a little bit, it was actually the David Grissom model that got me interested in PRS guitars. I'd always thought they were really nice, but never really checked into them, even when I was touring with Carrie Underwood. And I remember being at like an award show. I think it was at the Bridgestone. I don't know. It was one of the award shows. Who cares? But PRS was there. They had a lot of guitars for artists that were using those guitars. And I just happened to notice a gold one, a gold top guitar. I was like, ooh, what's that one all about? It's like, oh, this is the DGT. And I was like, Dave Grissom? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, oh, let me check that out. And I just instantly, the neck shape was what caught me right away. Whatever that is, I know there's a name for it. But for me, it was just like, this guitar is great. And it kind of got me on the war path, as it were, to checking out more PRS guitars. And I've just always been impressed with them. But I also have, and to circle back again, anyways, back to the inexpensive models, I have a baritone guitar. I think it's the Mike Mishuk. I probably said his name wrong, but anyways, they sent me that because I needed it for a song that I was doing with Carrie where I needed a baritone guitar. And it was kind of the same thing. It was like right out of the case, I plugged it in. It intonated perfectly. It had like a coil tap thing that I could use. I got the sound, and honestly, I was shocked at how well appointed that instrument was. Fit and finish, frets, just craftsmanship across the board was just really good for a guitar in that price range. And the same applies to this guy. I think this is a sub $900 guitar. And I mean, knowing what, a $3,000 guitar, sub $4,000 guitar is, there's things I could point out, and I could deep dive on that, but just from the perspective of right out of the case, it came with a gig bag, but right out of the gig bag, I plugged it in, tuned it, and just immediately was able to play. I didn't have to futz with it. The playability is great. Reminds me of absolutely my 2010 DGT. And maybe I'll pick that up and we can do a quick comparison. I'm not a big comparison fan in that way, but I'll pick it up and we can check it out. Pickups sound very, very similar. The way they split was a big deal to me when I got the Grissom, especially in the neck position. Also, it also came with the typical, and I just screwed it up again, but, David appointed this control to this pickup and this control to this pickup which totally makes sense because if you're gonna, you know, especially soloing and stuff, you're gonna roll back that treble pickup, and it cleans up so great. But on the neck position, I can back that off. And as I said, I can split both of them. So that middle sound. Matter of fact, I should shut off the overdrive. I was using my tilt. So there's clean. Middle. Bridge. And then split, bridge. Middle. The neck. So pickups sound great. The tremolo is, man, it's so good. And once again, I thought maybe there would be a compromise, or they're still using the same nut, that graphite, really slippery. It doesn't catch ever. Between, you know, that's such a PRS thing. Like I said, neck feels great. What am I missing? Frets are great. Like I said, I can nitpick the frets about, like, are they truly like Dremel polished and perfect? But even then, they're really nice. Like right out of the box, I got nothing to complain about with the frets. The setup is very similar to what's on my Grissom. Obviously, one way to make a guitar cheaper, and I am not a manufacturer guru, but one way to make it cheaper is you would do like a 3-piece mahogany body as opposed to a 1-piece. Same with the neck. I'm assuming that's a 3-piece. I mean, I can't see it, but I'm assuming that's what's going on there. It still has a rosewood fretboard. Now the top is way less swoopy than the core model or artist core model would be, but it still looks beautiful. Now, another way to save money, and like I said, I'm not a guru on this stuff, but I'm guessing because the top on this guitar is a laminate, or I should say a maple cap. It's not a flame maple cap, it's a maple cap with a really beautiful, really pretty flame maple veneer. That I'm sure is a cost saver in ways. And when I look at the back of the guitar, this isn't routed out, so the covers are actually top mounted as opposed to routed. That would be a cost saver. So there's things I can look at and go, yeah, I can see how this would work. This is how you save money. Like I said, you don't have these routes around all of the pots. It's not nearly as swoopy, but it's still aesthetically a really pretty guitar. But yeah, right out of the box, I can't find anything to complain about. Usually I can find a problem with the nut. I can find a problem with fret edges, or they feel like railroad tracks, you know, when that happens. None of that. Intonates perfectly, obviously. Tremolo didn't go out of tune. Feels really great. There's no slip or rattle or anything weird in it. It's just, yeah, it's a really good guitar. So you know what? Let's do this. What the heck? Let's switch over real quick to the gold top. Now this is my 2010. I probably should have tuned it or something before Anyways, we'll figure it out. This is my 2010 that I toured with, and this poor thing's been through the ringer. So right away, this pickup to me sounds a little bit fatter. Maybe just a little bit warmer. These pickups sound a little bit brighter, which, you know, honestly, to each his or her own, you might like that better, but that's what I'm noticing right away. And yes, full disclosure, I didn't A/B these at all. I'm just now doing it, and you know, that's because I'm weird and that's what I do. Middle position. So that's clean. Let me turn on some dirt. yeah, there's a little more bark there. But maybe a little less top end. Now, in all fairness, I keep my pickups way lower. These are like stock height. These guys are a good 1/8 inch lower, front and back. So I think if I were to raise, especially this bridge pickup, it would get brighter. And there would probably be a little bit more low end presence as well, but I like these a little bit lower. To me, this neck feels just a little bit smaller. I mean, minutely, but it does feel a bit smaller. The tremolo feels exactly the same. Honestly, exactly the same. Now, you can look at this guitar. Obviously, way more swoopy top. You've got all of these really sweet kind of, once again, swoops, for lack of a better term. This is obviously a maple top. It's a flame maple top guitar, so you can see the flames there, even though it was covered in gold. The back is definitely one piece. Neck is one piece. This guitar, just sitting with it, it feels a little more elegant, I guess, for sure. Aesthetically, it's definitely more elegant. It's very well, I should say, elegant in the way it's appointed. I haven't seen in person the gold top version of this. This seems like it's a little bit different than the SE model, but like I said, I can't really speak to that as much. But overall, like going back and forth between the two, I'm really, really impressed with that thing. And and honestly, as I was mentioning before, I'm kind of not surprised. So where's it built? I'll tell you. Tech Musical Instrument Company Limited. So it's basically licensed for PRS guitars. So that's where it's being built. Like I said, it's, you know, at this point, I think you guys heard me say it. It's, if I like a guitar or it's like I don't really care where it's built. If I really like the product, whether it's an amp, guitar, pedal, whatever, if I like it, I don't care where it's built. If I don't like it, I don't care where it's built. So that's kind of my, you know, I've always kind of had that opinion. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. What, you know, we can go price range, like under $900, which is where this thing lands. What do you guys think? I think it's a really remarkable guitar. But there are other guitars in that price range. Are you guys checking stuff out? Are there things that you really dig, that you found guitar-wise within that price range that you just were kind of shocked by the playability, the craftsmanship, the way it intonates, you know, how it was like right out of the case? I think this one's really unbeatable right out of the case. I did not touch it. I tuned it and went. It still has the strings that came on it. I haven't even changed the strings. Whatever's on it is what's on it. Yeah, good guitar. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. Please, if you're enjoying this content, hit that like button. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and ring that bell, because like I said, it always, like I've said before, it just really helps us to get out there in the old algorithm. All right, see you next time.